legal to the personal. We're going to continue this discussion on same-sex marriage with a same-sex couple. Steve Snyder-Hill is a 20-year Army veteran, a current reservist. He served in the Iraq War. He married Joshua Snyder-Hill here in Washington, D.C., where the unions are legal. They live in Ohio now, a state that does not recognize gay marriage. Gentlemen, why in your mind is DOMA unconstitutional?
DOMA, to me, is unconstitutional. This is my opinion, because there is nothing in our Constitution that has anything about marriage or talks about who's able to marry, whether it be your race or whether it's to a man or to a woman. And I just don't even understand why anybody would question that it would be constitutional to prohibit any American from being married, period.
And when you look at the situation with couples that are married now in the 9 states, you're looking at individuals who there's a different experience according to where you live, whether or not your taxes are recognized federally. In Steven and mine's situation, you know, we decided to get married while he was on leave, and we did it obviously to make the permanent commitment to each other, but then we came back home to our state, obviously, where right now it's not recognized.
Well, Joshua, let's pick up on that. You know, as you mentioned, you're married in Washington, D.C. It's legal here. You live in Ohio, which does not recognize your union. How does this affect your lives and how you live?
It affects in a countless number of ways. When Stephen was in Iraq, the reason we decided to get married was because a few times while he was on Skype, a mortar actually went off. And he had to disconnect. And basically, I had to wait and see if he was going to call me back. And the reality really hit us that while he's over there serving, if something happened to him, or for me, for that matter, we may not be notified or be able to bury each other. And that's a grim reality. So when we got married on his leave, while Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still in place, you know, it was something that was important to us. And it's a way to try and, you know, get the protections that we need, but we have to fight further in order to get those. You're talking about situations like Charlie Morgan, who was one of the plaintiffs in our case, and she passed away within the last 2 months. And she's leaving behind a beautiful daughter and an amazing wife. And, you know, we're fighting for couples like her and for couples like us. We deserve those rights now.
You know, Joshua, you brought up Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so I want to direct this question at Steve. You're a military man. You've been deployed abroad. Why is this federal recognition of your marriage so important? And do you think, since we've taken that step from Don't Ask, Don't Tell to where we are now, do you think that the court is ready to make a decision that might go in favor of what you're looking for?
I think that the compelling thing, or that to serve your country, you give up a lot. And I think that people are just now starting to understand that gay people in general had to lie and had to hide their whole lives to be able to serve their country. So, I mean, the amount of what they gave up to be able to serve their country was extraordinary. And people never understand that until you talk to somebody that served their country who had to hide pictures in their own house. So basically, these are the people that have defended everybody else's freedom that right now are just asking for the same rights as all the people that they've been protecting their freedoms. I mean, so I think that that's just really, really compelling. Well,
gentlemen, we're just about out of time. We got about 45 seconds, but I do want to ask you about this jurisdiction issue, because the justices keep coming back to it the last 2 days. And the sense is that they feel like this is something that, you know, we live in a democracy here in the United States, that these are the tough choices that people who are elected should be making, and that perhaps 9 justices who are assigned to the court with lifetime, basically careers there, that they shouldn't be the ones who have to make this decision. What's your thought on that?
This infuriates me, because I think that the scare from the Supreme Court right now is that if they make this decision, they don't want it on their shoulders, that they could potentially cause an uproar or a rift or to change something drastic in society. When, to me, what would happen if they changed this drastic thing in society would be the same thing that happened the day that we started letting white people and black people drink out of the same water fountain. It'd be the same thing that would happen when we let people all ride on the same bus and anybody could take any seat. That's the horrible thing that could possibly happen out of this. And I think that they just need to understand that it's nothing more than that.
Steve, Joshua, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Certainly appreciate it.